Hey, welcome to Marketing Tech Tuesday, where we go from chaos to clarity. We're looking forward to supporting small businesses and helping them grow by clearing out some of the unknown, taking out some of the overwhelm, and bringing in that clarity so that they're working stronger and building stronger businesses. All right, so today's subject is going to be, can your customers tell exactly what you do? Is it clear for them to understand when they visit your social medias or your website, thing like that, where they can look at it and read it? Let me see. Sorry, I have to adjust for my notes for doing a little play by ear on my phone today. So one of the questions I need to start out by asking you is, have you ever visited a website anywhere when you're looking up something where you're left wondering, what exactly do they do? Like, what is it? I can't tell. Facebook page that is advertising their business or a website page that's advertising, and there looks like there's a ton of information, but you either can't get through it all, or in the midst of getting through it all, you're still left wondering what they do. And at this moment, I'm going to say I've visited several, and I'm sure you're going to answer you did too. So here's a tougher question. Could someone say that about your business and your representation? That's the scary part, because now you have to go and evaluate everything you have with those eyes that you were looking at somebody else's stuff and going, this wasn't making sense. Sometimes we're so close to what we do as a business. When we are putting it up there, we're just going, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this. But you're really not explaining the whole thing or giving it justice and what's really happening and what's going on. Because you know it so well, you may not be relaying it so that somebody else knows it. One of the points that I was making was, we always tend to think, well, if I explain everything I do, it's going to attract more customers. That's not necessarily true. Yes, in SEO, your search engine optimization, you want to be clear with what you do. You want to have key terms in there, and but you don't want that to be all of it. You don't want to overcloud it, because then it's too much, even for your the bots that are scanning your website. Sorry, I lost that. We want clarity when people come to your website, any of your social medias, that one line that describes what you do, tells them what you do, because we want to make sure that we are creating something that is bringing people in, that lets them quickly understand who you help and what problem you solve. So we all know that signature line. We're all told a confused mind doesn't buy. I say a confused mind walks away. They'll turn and walk away. They don't have the time to figure it out, especially in today when everything is so fast. They don't have the patience, the time to unravel what you have created. So we want to remember, am I creating a confused mind when people come to my stuff, and use that as kind of an evaluation point? And I suggest that in figuring this out, you don't just rely on yourself, because again, we are so close to what we do that to us it makes sense, right? It absolutely makes sense, but you might start asking a couple other people. So I have a 10-second test for you. If you have the opportunity and you can grab something, your phone or a separate computer screen, um, pull up your website or your Facebook page and ask, could a first-time visitor answer these three questions by looking at your information? What do I do? Who do I help? What should someone do next? take a second and really evaluate that. And if you're looking at one portion of your messaging, so you're just looking at your website, you're going to take this same kind of litmus test and check all your other aspects, your Facebook, your Instagram, if you do TikTok, your YouTube, all of that. And you're going to put it through those three questions because sometimes when we create a new channel, the messaging is just altered just a little bit. It may not be the same. So you want to make sure all of them are not only consistent, but we don't want them consistent and confusing. So another major thing that is important on your website, and if you go through part of our downline of the website, the download, excuse me, of website must-haves, it says stop listing your services. Now, that's very counter to what we were taught years ago. You might say, here's what I do. I do web design, I do marketing, I do consulting, I do training, I do branding, and you just list all these things. That's still, it's just statement words. It's just statement words. There's really no feeling attached to it and no kind of outcome. You want to turn around and like, for me, my statement for years had been, I provide marketing and technology services. I help business owners with their marketing strategies. Okay, tell us what I do, but there's no sense of difference. There's no sense of emotion. There's no sense of real value in that sentence. It's just kind of a vague, open sentence. What it really is and what it's transformed to be is I guide small business owners from chaos to clarity through simplified strategies, smart systems, and intentional actions. Right there in that one sentence, I have told you who I work with, what their problem is, and how I solve those problems in that one sentence. And it's something that people can remember, and it's something that they can latch onto and kind of put in their back pocket and say, I know Christina, I know what she does. So another thing on your website, and this is a biggie for me, and I talk about it a lot, is you need to have a clear invitation on your website. And what do I mean by a clear invitation? We go back to, what do you have for the ethical bribe? What is your download? Do you have a free gift? Do you have a report? Do you have a study? Do you have a free session with you? Do you have anything on there that drives them to take action on your website? Just one thing. On mine, I have a couple on my homepage. I do break this rule. I have an assessment for small businesses to take to see where they rate in everything that they're doing. And I also invite to go ahead and set up a free get to know you session with me. I do have two. I do break this rule. And I think I have the weekly clarity series comes up as well. And that's a lot. I am going to readdress this, but with all of those things are super important to me. I'm kind of evaluating it and I'm sending it out for actually others' opinions to find out, do they feel it's overwhelming? Do they think it's too much? Because that would be part of my target market and their opinions matter. So I started with this and I'm sending it out to them. But it's important that you have something that people can take action on inside of your website when they visit. And you can share those same things through your social media, driving them back to your website to opt into it, a direct link for them to download something, any way you're going to be able to capture people's information is the best. So I don't always recommend just giving it out in social media, but sometimes people want to do that so that they can first get a handhold where people are like looking for what I'm going to do next. What am I going to do next? Here's an interactive exercise you should take. Finish this sentence. I help blank solve blank so they can blank. Okay. When you get this completed, read that sentence out loud. Is it confusing? Is it clear? Share it with somebody else. Who is a trusted person that you can say, hey, can you give me some true feedback on this. If it sounds confusing or the person who's helping you comes back going, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm kind of getting this vibe. You might want to keep simplifying it and honing it down and bringing it into what you want people to get from your message. And it has to be clear because we don't want those confusing minds. Look, I told you to find that trusted person. That person might live in your house. That person might be from your mastermind. It might be a networking group person. I'm here as well, and I'm happy to help. From my website on the homepage, remember, there is a strategy session you can go ahead and register for. The first one is totally between you and I gift it to you. We do have the client care analysis, and that's available on our website where we do a deep dive into your website, your social media messaging. We will opt in for things from your website and get your emails and check all that messaging and make sure everything's congruent and it works together and reinforces each other's systems. In addition to that, we'll give you some suggestions on things that you can change and maybe update to help better it. And we'll also look at that statement so that we'll make sure that there isn't confusion and there's clarity in there. And there's also one new thing we've brought into strategies for small businesses, and that's a business blueprint report. And we're happy to do that. It really brings in what you're good at, what you're doing now, similar to the client care analysis, except we're honing in on something when you're kind of starting out and you don't really have a flow going yet. You haven't built out a bunch of systems. So this is really, really important as far as the three different ways that we here at Strategies for Small Businesses are happy to support and help you. And we're here. So reach out, Christina at strategiesforsmallbusinesses.com, or visit the website directly, strategiesforsmallbusinesses.com. And on the homepage, there's some choices you can make there. And we look forward to helping you keep your message clear, have clarity for your visitors so that there's no chaos in unknowing, not knowing what you do for sure. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you have an amazing week. If you have any questions, don't forget to reach out. Thank you.